Hello class, I wanted to take a moment to discuss the importance and function of a foil as used in a Shakespearean play. So what is a foil, you ask? A foil is generally a character that is designed to show us the opposite view of another character. Often that character, the foil, is developed in contrast to the protagonist, so that's not always the case, but generally in Shakespearean plays it is. And it is really used to show us a contrast between these two as good, bad, night, day, and their different motivations behind maybe their actions. So a classic literary example of a foil would be Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Now, while these two characters were actually the same person, the characters of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde were used to show a stark contrast. So Dr. Jekyll, being the protagonist of the play, had then developed a potion, and he turned into Mr. Hyde when he underwent this. And Mr. Hyde was the foil to Dr. Jekyll because he was evil and just badness incarnate. So because of that, he is a foil to show us how good Dr. Jekyll is. So that's an example of a foil character. A more modern example of a foil character might be from the movie, if you think of the movie Enchanted, where you have the character of Giselle. Giselle is all sweetness and light, right? She's this wonderful, wonderful character. Well, let's juxtapose her to the Saturday Night Live character of Debbie Downer. So Debbie Downer never can find the good in anything. She is always negative. No matter what the situation is, she will manage to find something bad in that situation. So Debbie Downer would be a foil to Giselle's character in Enchanted because she is used to show the opposite. So if we were to put those two into a movie, which wouldn't that be quite the movie, we would see she would be that foil character to our protagonist. Another example, though, is Andalasia. I want to make sure I say that right. Because foils do not necessarily need to be people. They don't have to necessarily be characters. But if we were to take, again from the movie Enchanted, the land that Giselle came from, which was Andalasia. And of course, it was a typical Disney type of fairy tale land where everything was wonderful and happy, right? And, little bluebirds sit on your fingertip, and mice speak to you, and everything is wonderful and happy. Okay, so that character Giselle came from this wonderful world, and she ended up in New York City. New York City could be considered the foil to Andalasia because, I love New York. I have a great time there, but pretty sure bluebirds don't come sit on your finger, and if they do, they actually might kind of poop on you. So, but that's also a foil character. So, the reason that we even look at foil characters to this day is because they are used to help us see the juxtaposition between two characters. But think about the people in your life. Look around you. Do you know people who are foils for one another? Do you have a person in your life who is that Debbie Downer character? Or maybe you are the Debbie Downer character. I don't know. But when we think about a foil, it's really interesting when you start to look at the people in your life, look around you at work, at school, even maybe in your own home. The juxtaposition of the different character traits. When we look at one person and their dominant traits and put them next to someone who has the opposite, it actually elevates the traits of the one over the other because you see it so much more blatantly than you would have maybe otherwise. Okay, so that's all. That's all I wanted to do, and note foil characters and their significance and their purpose, and have fun looking around your world for foils and maybe your own life. Bye.